So, anyways, on to the interview. Okay, welcome Scott Jacobson with Onward Equity. Thank you so much for being on the Obsessed with Real Estate show.
Thank you for having me, Alana. Really excited to be here. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Let's jump in. You and I met through the Warrior program we are both a part of, which is Rod Cleef's multifamily mentoring group program networking, which is really robust and has a lot of members. We had our one-on-one and you had a really intriguing story. So I thought I have to get more information out of you and get all your tips and information. So feel free to spill all your success secrets so that we can follow you. Let's jump in. Scott, tell me about what led you to real estate investing and your first deal.
That's a good question. That takes it back quite a ways for me. For me, I found out that you could invest in real estate when I was, I think, 22. And I was just out of college, of course. And at my first job, my mentor, who was assigned to me at that time, I was working in public accounting. I'm a CPA by trade. At that point, I wasn't yet a CPA, but my mentor who was assigned to me when I got together with him, we didn't talk about accounting though. We talked about real estate because he was and still is big into real estate. I think he was managing at that point close to 100 single family rentals. And in addition to being a manager at a big four accounting firm, which is amazing in retrospect. But I remember riding around with him in a car and he would take me by some of the houses that he owned and he'd just kind of be casually nonchalant. Yeah, so that house is mine and that house is mine. And I got a couple down that street too. My mind was just blown. Like, first of all, that one person could own more than one house was a shock, but also that he could be so casual about it. Like, I felt like at that point, if I had owned one house or three or four or anywhere close to 100, I would have been just like screaming and telling everybody like, holy cow, I did this.
Shouting on the mountaintop.
Yes, yes. And so he was the first person that kind of helped me get my mind around the fact that it could even be done. And then the best thing that he did is suggest I read a book that probably most of your listeners have read. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And for me, having a background in accounting, the book, it didn't tell me anything that I didn't already know, like on a technical level, but it said it in a different way, in a story-like fashion, right? And it just, again, just kind of completely blew my mind. Like, he's absolutely right. I've been thinking about this a bit, not the right way. That real estate really can be a path to, well, it sounds exciting at that point, but it can be a path to financial freedom or, financial success. So at that point, I was just out of school working in accounting. So I said, all right, Mr. Mentor, I'm going to pass the CPA exam first, and then I'll read this book and see what happens. And it was just after I passed the exam, I read the book, and the first house that I purchased was actually right next to campus where I went to school at Butler University in Indianapolis. And it was owned by the dad of a friend of mine who was just finishing up at Butler at school. So he only wanted out of it what he had into it. And he was also willing, I can't remember if it was my idea or his, but he was willing to make the contract for, I think, 10 or 15,000 more than what our handshake agreement was, so that afterwards he gave me a check, $10 or $15,000. Now that is illegal. I do not recommend it, but I was I was young and dumb, right?